How about now? Is that better? Oh, you're talking about the interview with Brianna Banks. Okay, so if any of you have not seen that, it's on my YouTube channel. I just put it out today, an interview with Brianna Banks at Porn Star Night, and she like literally talks about everything that you've ever imagined what a porn star would talk about. But she's a cool chick, and I really like her a lot. I think she's open and honest, and that's great. So thank you, David, and everybody for the congratulations. That I haven't even had a chance to read about the article because I literally 2 seconds ago got a call from my son saying, "Guess what? Our article is out in Esquire.com. Lifestyle's Best Sex Podcast." Yippee! Kisses from France. Kisses to you guys, and all the hearts that are coming out on Instagram. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like this video. So is the sound okay right now? I'm not clear, Elliot. Oh, shoot. I don't ever understand YouTube. But if anybody does hear me clearly, let me know. I was making jokes about silent parts. Oh, yeah, you were. Okay. On YouTube, let me know if you can hear this, please. If it's still sounding echoey or whatever it is that's it's doing, because I'm not able to hear it. It's still echoey, Elliot, or it sounds better? Oh, a lot better. Okay, good. Okay. All right. So there's a lot of stuff I wanted to launch in today. Thank you, Mr. Peppercorn. Yeah. So I definitely want to talk about that article that I haven't read yet. Apparently, someone called us from Esquire a while ago and said, we're going to feature you on the top 10 sex podcasts out there on iTunes. And they asked us a little background and stuff. And I haven't had a chance to read the article, but I'm super excited about it. It's still echoey, Mr. Bean? Darn. I wonder if I turned the volume down. Is that better now? Maybe it was the volume that was up too high. Mega echo when it's open on YouTube and Instagram. Oh. Was this better? I don't understand it. Maybe. Oh, man. I don't know. I'm doing the best I can here. If everybody, if you can hear me, give a thumbs up. Just let me know what's going on. Okay. So what I thought I'd talk to you about today was Tinder dating, since I never did a lot of Tinder dating, but I wanted to hear what you guys thought about it, and if it's any different than regular online dating, or is it assumed that if you're a Tinder date that you're going to definitely hook up that night? I'm just curious as to what you guys think. I do sound like Elvis right now. Hello. Snick says it's fine. You just sound like you're on intercom at Walmart. Oh, the sound is cool now. Oh my gosh. Okay, whatever. Let's see. Oh, thank you for all the congratulations on that podcast. I would love it if all the people on this YouTube and Instagram would check out our podcast. I'm going to write it here. It's called Sex Talk with My Mom. Sex Talk with My Mom. And it's on iTunes, and if we get like reviews on there, it's really good for the channel so that people know that we're out there and they find us. So I should pin it here too so you guys can find it. Pinning it. No, that was commenting. Pin comment. Okay. All right. So would anybody like to tell me about their Tinder dates? Fake women profiles on Tinder. That's interesting. How do you do a fake profile anyway? And why would somebody, what's the point of doing it? So Casey said, I was on Tinder for a while and I ended up having deep conversations by accident and turning them into therapy clients. Well, that's what I'm asking. So is there a difference between Tinder? Is there assumption that you are going to hook up, or is it just another way of meeting people like on regular dating sites? What do you guys think? My hair is nice? Oh, thank you. I'm going to be interviewing an escort later today, which is going to be crazy, and a couple other interviews. Let's see. I think it's for people who aren't sure and confused and most vulnerable. Oh, not recommended from Joseph. Okay. Joseph, has that personally happened to you? I'd like to hear what happened when you've tried your Tinder dates. Uh, Etrigan, Tinder's different. So Tinder is different than any other of the apps, even like Bumble and all the rest of them. I don't believe in higher powers until Tinder was invented. Official D's. Ha 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 ha. And let's see, random. So, okay. So Tinder is different. Miss Tinder, misfortunate events like flaking out at the last minute. So let's just walk through the Tinder date. So you're on a date. So you've found a match. You're swiping. You found a match. Everybody's great. You make the date. I'm assuming the guy is the one who makes the date. I'm just assuming that, but I could be wrong. Maybe the girl's going to make the date. But then you go on this date, and is there this underlying, like, is there this white elephant in the room with you that it's going to end up being a hookup at some point? Is that what's going on? Minor said sex is a human desire which overcomes our control. Okay. Hello, Brian. Hello, Casey. Okay. Yeah. So, what do you guys think about that? People on YouTube, I'm missing your input here. Let's see. The women and guys actually are pretty much looking for quick gratification. Okay, so that does bolster what I was thinking. You were on Zeus, Bryson. Now, Joseph said, didn't say she was married and I didn't like that. Oh, so you were actually on Tinder with someone who was actually married, Joseph? That's just like blatantly uncool. I actually know of a guy who was married. This was years back before Tinder, and I'm sure he's probably on Tinder right now anyway. But he was married with 2 kids, and he would go get a massage and literally pull his towel off while he was getting a massage. And he was on like dating sites saying he wasn't married, didn't have kids or anything. So it's just like you really have to vet out these people when you're at least meeting them. And if you want to have a relationship, I assume that it's possible on Tinder, but it's probably not as good as some of these other ones that are more for relationship-y things, I'm guessing. Okay, so let's see. Didn't think of that. I want a sexy girlfriend, says the amazing world. Okay. All right, back to what we were saying as far as, like, Casey said some people suck. Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on the type of person you are, but if you go on Tinder and you're just looking to hook up, what do? Do you just say on your date, this is just going to be a hookup, why we can have a drink or so, but just know that this is going to end in a hookup? Or how do you bring it up even in a conversation, or how does it go down? Speaking of my podcast, I did interview a guy who talked a lot about these Tinder dates, and that podcast is out. I think it's out already, actually. It's and he's actually writing a book about being on Tinder in both Los Angeles and New York. He said in New York there's a 6-to-1 ratio of women to men, and so Tinder is very rampant in New York. And let's see. Hi, Common Man. Case Smitty, you tried Tinder. I didn't get a reply from any women. It sucks. Oh, that's very. Even you didn't get swiped. You didn't get a match. So I would say, Case Smitty, try the other sites that maybe people are looking for more than just, a pretty face. Maybe they're looking for someone with a little depth and has good character and has a good personality. Okay. So, hi, Agnes. Let's see. It's all understood that Tinder's all about the hookup. That's because you had a lot of experience in that, Official D's? Okay, so back to, let's see, fake profiles. What does that mean, a fake profile, anyway? I mean, what is the point of putting up a fake profile? Obviously, the person's going to see. I never understood people on dating sites putting pictures up that were like 10 years old or not current or with their sunglasses on, because when the person sees you, they're obviously going to know that this is a fraud. Try a grocery store or a park if you want long-term gratification. Oh my goodness. Let's see. In the Midwest, I'm in the Midwest, and Tinder sucks here. Maybe it's good in the bigger cities. Snick 36. I think that's what the point of the guy that we interviewed was saying. Especially in New York, it's just such a like a congested community, and there's a lot of you can drink and get on a subway and you don't have to worry about driving. Now that there's Uber, I guess it's not as big of an issue, but it seems to me that there'd be more of these one night stands in more of the densely populated areas than the bigger stretched out places, or people that knew, or like if you're in a community where everyone knows each other, then you might be less apt to do a one night stand maybe. Joseph said experience from Tinder was mostly women who just needed escape for the day. So basically, it's like I know that Tinder arrived because of Grindr. Grindr was the gay app, and it still is a gay app, obviously. That guys were just hooking up in bathrooms and things like that if they were in near proximity. And then Tinder became the heterosexual version of that. So I find it to be interesting because when you put women in the mix, I don't know that women are as into the one night stands as men, but as per Joseph, there are women out there that are into that. Let's see. My mic is giving feedback. I'm aware of that. I don't understand it. Oh. How about now? Is this better? Out of the 8, 1 out of 8 are material for dating and growing a relationship. So frustrating sorting through the knuckleheads. I guess it's the same though. When I was on the dating sites like Match.com and those kind of dating sites, I felt like it was the same thing. It was just a lot of sorting through to find someone that you even wanted to make that first date with. And then when you make that first date, if there's not chemistry, then it's like, it was all for naught. So it is frustrating. So I think you shouldn't limit yourself to just like online dating. Go for online dating, but also let everybody know that you want to be fixed up and meet people at parties, and don't be afraid to walk up and introduce yourself, which is what I think is a really good way of meeting people. And be open-minded to all types of people. Don't limit yourself to a certain type. Single Cam Comedy agrees with official D's. Okay, everybody apparently thinks that Tinder is just a hookup site. And what I'm trying to get at is how do you go from the part where you decided to swipe together, then how do you go into the next step where you're on this date? How do you mention it on the date that you intend to hook up? And what happens if the person says, I wasn't planning on hooking up, I just wanted to meet you for a drink? Common man, many of my friends, I'm my aunt. Is that okay? What's your point on that? Okay, so we're off of Tinder and we're on to if your friends are having the hots for your aunt. Okay, let's see. KC, depends on your desperation level. Okay. I don't judge women on their looks, I judge women on how they treat a man. Case Smitty, well then, I guess it sounds like Tinder would not be a good app for you anyway, and why don't you go for more of the ones like eHarmony or those kind of apps where you have to write like a little bit about, what your passions are, what your interests are, what your favorite things are, and maybe find someone. Actually, I heard about a recent app that it's called Haters, and what they do is they just match you up by if you hate the same things. I should do a dating site, Brendan. Brendan, you'd have me doing a 25 out of 24 days of work week. I can't do it. Dave. Tinder should be for friends with benefit relationships. It's a fast food booty call. Brady, Okay, so I guess everybody does think of Tinder as a hookup site, and it's not for long-term relationships. So what do you do if you get attracted to someone on a Tinder date and you want to make it more of a relationship? That definitely could happen. How do you slow things down and put the brakes on, or do you need to? Bleach Moby, my friend found his ex-girlfriend on Tinder. His ex-girlfriend. Notice the Tinder ex. Okay. Okay, Mr. Pyrobrain, I think hookup can be good if you're in a drought. Right. I've had guys that messaged me recently saying they're really so desperate to be with a woman that they want to start paying for prostitutes. So I think Tinder probably is a better way to go than that. And maybe I'll suggest it to some of the people that want my coaching. I had way more hookups on Plenty of Fish than Tinder. Snick 36. Why did you have more hookups on Plenty of Fish than Tinder? Maybe it's like not as blatant. Are there more guys on Tinder than girls? Are guys willing to accept any date on Tinder just because they have a chance for sex? Are you guys all swiping to take anybody that will take you? Curious about that one. Thank you, Elliot. on the compliment on the tank top. Um, KarenLee, why do women set up a date and sound very secure of meeting and cancel out of nowhere? Bean, I do not know. Again, I think that's more of the maybe they got a better offer. Maybe they chickened out at the last minute. Maybe we can't assume anything because that's one of the agreements that Don Miguel Ruiz says, don't assume anything and don't take anything personally. So those two agreements, I would say, would be the explanation for why they would set up a date, sound interested, and then cancel at the last minute. I don't respect people that do that kind of thing, but I also wouldn't take it personally because they haven't met you. So just move on. Brendan, you love my show. I love you, Brendan. All right, the Shellen. Why Tinder? What happened to good old-fashioned dating? I don't think anything happened the Shellen. What do you think? I think there still is good old-fashioned dating, but I think that with apps and phones constantly at your face and there's so much, technology being thrown at you at all times with Snapchat and everything else, I think it's just really confusing. And because I was never single in a time of Tinder, I can't really give you the info, but that's why I kind of wanted to discuss it here so I know what's going on. And also I'm writing a fiction book, that was set in a time of Tinder, so I wanted to get more information for that. Bleach Shinobi, I'd rather go out to clubs and the bar for the hookup. So would you guys rather meet people in bars and clubs than on Tinder? I guess at least that point you are, having a conversation with somebody that you know is actually not a fake person and is a real person. Tinder limits the number of swipe rights on men daily. That I did not know, Snick36. That is crazy. It's only on men and not women. Yo, 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 yo. Hi. Extragan 7. I'll pump the brakes on a date real fast. Hold up, little pretty ass girl. I can get sex anywhere. I just want to get to know you. Most times they get gone. Okay. You love my voice, Elliot. Is that because you're from England? Because I love that British voice too. Joseph, Karen, why do women sign up on Tinder according to what you know? I think they open a profile at a wrong, bad moment and then feel better, different later. I have friends, especially my older friends, that are on Tinder, and I think they just get off on all these guys swiping, and I think they like that idea, which is shows an insecurity on their part that that's what they need. But I think they really get off on all these guys, telling them how beautiful they are, and stuff like that. Question, yo, 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 yo. Hi to you. Hi, Michael. Let's see. Oh, God. Why do I have to put yo, yo, yo in timeout? Because he just said, show pussy. Okay? You're going in timeout for a little bit of a time. What's the dating app you said, Kay Smitty? What's the dating app that I said? Oh, Haters? I don't know. There's a lot of dating apps I mentioned. Match.com? I don't know. eHarmony, maybe? Now, mind you, I was only literally on one dating app, which I think it was Match.com, for 1 month. So I don't know a lot about dating apps because I've been in a relationship for longer than there were those Tinder dates and all that kind of stuff, Tinder dating apps. Let's see. I go out to have fun and something happens, it happens. Okay. What do you rather do if you're looking out for a date, KarenLee? Tinder or a bar? Wow. I don't know. I think it depends on what you're looking for, and if you're really looking to meet somebody, I'd probably go with a different type of dating app than Tinder. Maybe Bumble. Bumble, I think, puts it in the woman's hands more. Again, I'm not able to. Okay, so some of these people are saying bar. Some of these people are saying things in Spanish that I can't read. Let's see, Mr. Piper Brain. I think a big makeup in a lot of ways. I think a big mistake in a lot of women is vanity. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if it's vanity. I think it's more of an insecurity. Karen, how do you feel about all these guys talking all over you? Are you flattered or is it too much? Well, I am flattered. I do think it's nice, but it doesn't mean a lot to me because of the fact that they don't really know me, and I appreciate from a physical standpoint that they say that I look nice or whatever, but I think when I hear that my content moved them in some sort of way, that means more to me. But thank you for that question. And I forgot to tell you guys, make sure you like this video right now and afterwards. If you're watching this later on, please make sure to put your thumbs up. If I haven't talked about Patreon today, I'm going to talk about it right now. Little commercial break. Patreon is where you could support me. I'm putting out weekly vlogs now and the $10 and up tier, and the vlogs are like my life. I show you inside my life, like walking and talking and having that camera on my face like 24/7 sometimes, and it's an inside scoop of what I do. So if you really want to get to know me, that's a good place to do it. It's called Patreon. Patreon is a crowdfunding source. It's a way to support me because, as you guys might have guessed, YouTube, and I'm sure they're going to censor the video I just put out today, which was about Brianna Banks, XXX, has decided not to recommend a lot of my videos or age restrict my videos or do other stuff like that. Let's see. Hi, Paul. Brady, it depends upon the bar. I think some bars could be for fun with friends, like a hole-in-the-wall bar. I agree with Brady on that one, too. If you go to a bar, like a restaurant bar, where people are going there for other things besides just hooking up, I think it's a really good way to meet people. Just don't be afraid to walk up to them. Again, you could be at the right place and see people that you think you really can connect with, but if you don't go up and do something about it, if you don't go up and do something about it, then it's like a missed opportunity, you know? Like I always sing to you guys, I saw her face in a crowded place, and I never walked up to her, and I missed an opportunity. The James Blunt song that I totally butchered just now. Officially, I joined Patreon page, and it was so worth it. Yes, thank you for joining. Say hi to me. Say hi to me. SH-RL. Do I like baseball? I love baseball. I love the Mets. Go Mets. Actually, I love anyone who has some drive and ambition and someone who follows their passions and someone who follows through with what they say, you know, be impeccable to your word. Hi, Miguel. Let's see. Shall we meet? Dilson Omar. We shall not meet. I'm in a relationship. Hi, Frank. Okay, so we're running out of time. I hope this opened your... I hope this opened you up to ideas about what the whole Tinder thing is all about, and I'd love to hear your comments below here. If you're watching this later, I'm really interested to hearing what you think about this whole Tinder versus other dating apps versus how do you bring it. Main thing I want to know is how do you acknowledge it on that date, and how do you get that person back to your apartment or her apartment, and then when you get to the apartment, is it like understood that you're just going to make out and maybe do a lot more than that? I mean, how does that go down? TG, you're seeing, no, it didn't, okay. Mr. Parkinson says women tend to get depressed if they're not getting a lot of adoration. I worked in a prison system, and the women were allowed to have makeup and beauty products, and they would... was told they would get depressed. Oh, if they were not allowed to have makeup and beauty products, they'd get depressed. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm a vain person. I'm interested in making myself look the best I can look, but that makes me feel like vibrant and confident and sexy, and those are important things to me and all women. So I think it should be for men too. You guys should all look as good as you can, you know? Make sure that you don't walk around in old sweats that are torn up and don't, you know, not shave and don't brush teeth, all that kind of stuff, because you're going to feel shitty about yourself then. So whatever's on the outside is also a reflection of inside and vice versa. Initiate a dance at the bar, will get to hand. Oh, yes, Nick36, I 100% agree. And I've also put out a video about how to make a cougar purr, or how to make an older woman purr, and that one of them is dancing, one of them is laughter, one of them is being confident, one of them is being present. So all these things are really important. And so if you haven't gone to my website, it's my name, KarenLeePolder.com, and there's some really good videos to download about those things I just talked about. Nice seeing you again, Mr. Pirate Brain. You need help, teacher. If you need help, I also do personal coaching. It's on my website, and I also will message you back and forth on my Patreon page. New Guru, thank you very much. Let's see. You get your eyebrows waxed bi-weekly. I care about myself in image. What's on the inside is most constant the most. I agree with you, the gray Wade. Anyway, I'm running out of time. Mr. Pyrobrain says, when you dance, women are sizing you up for sex. So even if you don't know how to dance, you can move your body. I just actually had a salsa lesson, which was really a lot harder, more of a workout than I thought, but it was a lot of fun. And I may put a clip of that on my Instagram. So follow me on Instagram. It's the same as my name here, KarenLee Potter. Instagram people are sending me love. Thank you so much for joining me there. And you could definitely check out, there's a really funny Instagram clip today that's out about, it's my interview, a little segment, a 1-minute segment with Brianna Banks and she's talking about her double anal penetration. And you can see my reaction. It's kind of hilarious. So, somebody stole your heart, Javir? Oh no. I'm so sorry to hear that. Call 911. Uh-oh. Anyway, okay. All the links will be right below here. I really would love comments from you guys. I'm super excited about what's going on with my Esquire magazine article online. It's if you haven't, let's see, if you haven't gone there, I'm gonna put it right here again. Although I know that people later on can't even read this, but it's esquire.com/lifestyle/sex, and I bet if you just put in sex podcast, you're gonna find it, and you'll find what they say about my podcast. And I hope that you guys will go to the podcast and review it, rate it, and do whatever you need to do to make us get more word about the sex podcast out there, because it's hilarious. I think you guys will really enjoy it. It's an interesting perspective because it got my son's perspective, and he's a stand-up comedian, so he's really funny. And then you get my perspective, and obviously it's coming completely different from how I am. And that's all I got to say today. I'm like, whew, what a day, huh? Starting out with a bang. I love you guys, and don't forget to thumbs up, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you for all the kisses and hearts over there. Bye. And goodbye to you, my YouTube people.